Welcome to part 2 of Hamza versus Colby Covington. I didn't want to have a part 2, but my phone turned off when the truck did dumb stuff. Anyway, the bottom line is Colby Covington has got to put all of his energy and effort into being Colby Covington Incorporated. Hamza Chimaev is putting very little effort into using the right hook. If you can't see Kamaru Usman straight right, you can't see Hamza Chimaev's uppercut. Okay? And we don't know if Hamza Chimaev is on Usman's level. We don't. We could speculate based on what we've seen, especially with Jack Hermansson's and so on and so forth. And the fact that he has choked out several Brazilian black belts by bum rushing them, throwing them over his shoulder, dropping them down. Black belts. Why is Hamza Chimaev sloppy side control? Why does it keep working on Brazilian black belts? Why? Because it's something they haven't seen before. It's a trick no one's seen. Because he gets in there fast and he's strong. It doesn't take him nothing to hoist. He's hoisting grown men over the shoulder. You're telling me Colby Covington's got a better striking package than Li Zhangliang? The difference between Li Zhangliang and Colby Covington is the number of fights. The number of fights in the upper class. And even with that said, who has Colby Covington beaten? Who has he beaten that makes him so arrogant? He lost to a guy named Worley. First loss. I can't even find the fight on YouTube. Then he's lost to Kamaru Usman twice. He beat up an old Damian Maia. He broke the rib of a has-been Tyron Woodley. The guy's fighting Nickelodeon bubblegum chewing Jake or Jill or Dan. I haven't even learned the difference between Jake and Logan Paul. You know why? Because it's a gimmick. It's a kid's show. It's a cartoon. So you broke the rib of a guy who is now fighting cartoon, Disney fabricated, built out of a children's book. Awesome, bro. You beat up Tyron Woodley on the decline. You beat up Damian Maia on the decline. You lost to Kamaru Usman bad. All he does is sling slander against decent people. I mean, I'm not Jorge Masvidal's biggest fan. I'm not. I like Jorge Masvidal. I respect Jorge Masvidal. But do I think he deserves what Colby Covington says? No. No. Colby Covington is a cheap rip-off facsimile of Conor McGregor without the world-class striking. Add a little bit. Take Conor McGregor, turn down the striking, turn up the wrestling, and then have the world's greatest side control. You have Colby Covington. But you got to turn up the bullshit. Who would ever say that you could turn up the bullshit on Conor McGregor and create somebody? But here he is. So it is going to be a significant religious duty for Hamza Chimaev to beat up Colby Covington. And we haven't even seen Hamza Chimaev break a sweat. All right, he hasn't fought anybody in the top 10. All right, what was Li Zhangliang, number 11, something like that? Colby Covington says no one would sanction the fight against him and Hamza Chimaev. Bullshit. Bullshit. Fights get sanctioned all the time with the discrepancy in rank. All you need is the money there. The money is obviously there. So, this isn't a chain, guys. This is a mala. Why? Because I pray so much that, or I chant so much that I got to take it with me. It leaves a mark on my neck, but whatever. Anyway, Colby Covington face super elite strikers. He can't. He gets touched up too much. Because he's a 155 that fights at 170 because he's quick. Him being little makes him quick in 170. The reason why he can't beat anybody super elite at 170 is because he's too fucking little. He runs his mouth too much, and he hasn't really beaten anybody. You fight Damian Maia in his prime. Fight Damian Maia in his prime. Damian Maia in his prime will teach you Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Colby Covington. You fought Kamaru Usman in his prime and he beat you brutally twice. I don't know what Kamaru Usman's religion is, but I'm sure being a stand-up and honest person is part of it. So therefore, eliminating Colby Covington's yapper. Could you imagine Colby Covington with a championship belt, a legitimate championship belt? He hasn't beat nobody. He hasn't beat, and I'm getting tired of people calling him the number one contender. Why? Because he's lost to Kamaru Usman twice? Why is Colby Covington the number one contender at welterweight? Because he's lost twice. Sandwiched in between breaking the rib of someone who laid down and is now fighting Logan or Jake or whatever, Paul, I don't know which one of them, and lost. He lost to a caricature designed by Disney Incorporated. That's not a true statement. I'm just trying to prove my point here. But I'm really critical of the bubblegum chewing, stickers on his backpack, skateboarding Jake Paul. And not skateboarding, hardcore skateboarding, which is cool and awesome. I'm talking about some chump kid who bought a skateboard because he thought it made him look cool. Okay? Alright, I'm done with this. Colby Covington fighting Jorge Masvidal. Who cares? What is it going to change? Colby Covington beats Masvidal. Masvidal beats Covington. Masvidal gets up in the ranking. Covington's where he should be. Sliding down in the rankings. He's going to slide down the rankings until he goes to 155. So that he could be destroyed by all the super elite strikers at 155. Okay. Khamzat Chimaev versus Colby Covington. It's Khamzat all the way. If you have trouble with Usman, you're going to have trouble with the quickness of Khamzat Chimaev. Plus, Khamzat is actually a big guy who weighs less. All of his muscle is lean tissue. You only get that kind of lean tissue from feasting and fasting. Lean tissue like that comes from working hard all day long, eating very little, and then having a supper, a dinner, which is the tradition of those in the Caucasus Mountains. My family does it. It's the more you go to the ancient peoples, the more you see that they ate very little during the daylight and then had a feast. And not a feast as in a gluttonous Roman, Greco-Roman, sinful feast. I'm talking about a feast. 2 full hands. This is a feast. What we eat on a plate. 1 plate is a feast. And that's how you get the lean tissue like that. And even though he's smaller, he's stronger than Kamaru Usman. I can't say that for sure yet until I see them both square off, but I would be willing to believe that Khamzat Chimaev is stronger than Kamaru Usman. Okay, Dustin Poirier versus Colby Covington. This is more interesting. So the reason is because Dustin Poirier is going to be stronger without the weight cut, but he's also not going to be as quick. So this is going to be bashing heads, and I'd have to do research, but my initial thought is Poirier all the way, because Poirier has beaten legitimate people. And Colby Covington's only whipped people on the way down to slide up into the number 1 contender spot. Okay, You beat a couple of guys on the way down, man, and then anytime you fought anybody super elite in their prime, you got beat like a chump. I'm talking to Colby Covington right now. You know what, Colby? Come on, man. Listen, go on your thing. You can call me whatever names you want to. I don't care. Okay? But take my advice. My advice is go learn some Sambo. Match levels. Bucks, shoot and go. Land Yoko, because you do have the greatest side control in the game. No one's going to deny that. You want to be the rib collector, study Habib Nurmagomedov, and use the crushing side control that you have. Your Yoko Shiho with the feet out is amazing. You find the button and crush it. Brush up on some Sambo. In about 7-8 years, when you're a master of sport, then you'll have a chance at some of the super elite guys. But by that time, you'll be too old. So, this is me picking a fight with Colby Covington. I'll fight you, Colby Covington. Let's do it, me and you. We'll do geese on. Because I'm old. And I'd love nothing more to have my size and weight advantage to crush the life out of your bullshit. I'll squeeze the bullshit out of you like toothpaste out of a toothbrush. Because we be doing judo or sambo. in a Pancration style, MMA, UFC style fight against Colby Covington, bro. I'm 40. He would look like a god among men. Slapping me around. Unless I get one. Unless I get one good one. Alright. So that's enough on Colby Covington. And why I don't think Colby Covington is going to do anything against Chimaev. He might beat Masvidal, because why? Masvidal is on the way down. Masvidal's got 300 fights under his belt. He's been hit in the face since he was 6 years old. Beating Masvidal doesn't prove anything to me. And you never know, Masvidal might kick his ass. They know each other very well, so Masvidal's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. Against Chimaev, nah, bro. Does Colby have the tools to beat Chimaev? Yes. Can Colby beat Chimaev? Absolutely. Will Colby beat Chimaev? I don't think so. At all. Pissing Chimaev off is only going to make him beat on you longer. If you want to do psychological warfare on Khamzat Chimaev, kiss his ass. Go pray at his mosque. Go donate to Islamic charities. Don't try to piss him off. Colby Covington against, who else was he talking about? I don't care. I'm done with Colby Covington. Khuda Hafiz.